Hey, everybody's saying hey. The so really today I had bees flying. It is 36 right now, and it's supposed to get in the 20s tonight again. But it was flying.
Yeah, 5 out of 6.
That's awesome.
5 out of 6 full right now. My daughter's making candles, so she's
Nice.
testing the candles right now. Little jar candles.
Minus 17 was the high temperature here today. I was out for a bit and freezing my butt off.
Minus 17 was the
Minus
high?
17 was the high.
Holy Moses.
Minus 27 last night.
Wow.
Another couple days of this cold weather is supposed to start to go up a little bit.
I'm going to have to wear like 5 hoodies, 3 pairs of long johns, 10 pairs of socks.
Yeah.
It's going to be crazy. What Todd, he's making crispy Caesar chicken with mashed potatoes and baked carrots. He needs to see, if Todd was an entrepreneur, he would have already contacted him for a code for a discount.
You bet.
Discount code for every plate. Bob's, Todd's, and Brad's. All right. Oh, we're on all the channels. I didn't even realize that.
I just set up on mine. Yep.
Oh, there you go. So right away, we're gonna get a bunch of people popping in here probably. Todd discount code 50% off, right? And maybe he'll get a free dinner out of it. But for him, that's a very economical situation too. Cheaper than he can probably grocery shop it.
Certainly a lot more interesting meals too, more variety, and probably better nutrition too than you might just.
Yeah, but he kills that with tacos at lunchtime.
Well, I wasn't going to bring that up. That'd be nice.
It's like a Diet Pepsi float or something,
exactly.
You know? Hey, exactly. The Diet Pepsi was great, but we'll put a ton of ice cream in it and bring it right back to reality. Chicken tacos, Bob. Okay. It's the guac. Let's see. Oh, he'll get a free side dish. Okay. Drop the code. Snow's coming to Central Ohio. Charlie said he's supposed to be getting some more snow tonight. Like 5 inches, he said, I think.
Oh, that's a lot of snow.
I mean, for them, I mean, I remember when I was a kid, the snow in the Midwest, it seemed like even now that they don't get it like we got it when we were young, you know.
I think that's for the most part the same around here, but you know, a snowbank was a lot bigger when I was
2 foot tall,
4.5 feet tall.
Yeah.
You know,
Charlie's 5 inches or a real 5 inches. Man, I could go so many places with that, but there's ladies in the room.
Let that one slide.
You can ask any lady if it's a real 5 inches. Chicken should not be a taco or an enchilada. Get it right. Never, Bob.
2022 around here. Boy, we got snow. Man, we got snow. We got more snow here than I'd seen here in a winter in 17 years that I've lived here. We got so much snow the plow couldn't even plow it off the road anymore. It was just too much.
I don't even think Charlie knows we're live. If he does know we're live, he needs to come in here because we need to tell him happy birthday and let him know who he actually shares a birthday with. We learned something very interesting today.
Some trivia today. Some birthday trivia.
And you know, Charlie shares a birthday with EAS Master Certified Beekeeper David Burns.
You betcha.
So we have to be very specific about our dates that we're talking about here.
His new birthdays coincide.
They coincide. You know, Brad and I were out looking at the honey line today, and we noticed we had a slump in our bee yard, in our honey house that we had to take care of.
Go on, Charlie. You got to come and defend yourself.
Hey, if we didn't poke fun at you, it means we don't like you.
That's right.
No, I'm just kidding.
We can't make fun of each other. Who can we make fun of?
In Sydney. Hey, welcome in from the land down under. Good to see you.
Nice. 30s. Wow, nice.
Well, that and $600 you can be on the B Team 6. That's it.
I don't know what that is.
You know, like SEAL Team, B Team.
Sorry.
Oh, I forgot. Okay. I know you're in Canada, so I have to explain military things to you.
Yeah. Well, certainly if it has anything to do with submarines. And aircraft carriers.
Is there a senior discount for Charlie? He gets his AARP discount. Well, hey guys, the link is up there. We came live to talk to you all. And so Ian had some noise in the background. Some mindless banter, as I think he referred to it as on his stream one day, while we were all posted up on his on his computer screen, on his desktop there. 40C. That's it's Todd's still cooking. Then he has to eat, and then he'll be
make fun of him because he's always eating.
Always eating. Maybe it's just that we happen to be going live during dinner time.
Something to do with that.
I think that's probably.
Poor Todd, I think, has supper wait 9 or 10 o'clock at night a lot of times.
You eat late, Todd. Well, hey, his food came late today. Usually it's Wednesday night, but it came tonight.
So how do they do that? They deliver that, or
yeah, they just deliver it, UPS it to them or something.
Seriously, gosh,
probably some dry ice or something in there if it's cold stuff, right? I did not look in my hives today, but I did see a lot of flying this afternoon. So they were out and about, which is a good sign. Let's see. I'm putting it on my plate right now. It says,
hey, Jonathan Holfer is on here and watching this stream. Hey, Jonathan.
Do you know Jonathan?
Yeah, I know Jonathan. When I started beekeeping in 2015, I bought, what did I buy? I bought 7 packages from the store, and then I looked at some ads, and this guy was selling what he was calling. I was just thinking about that today, Jonathan. He advertised what he called summer nukes, and they were nukes that were available, ready to go about mid-June, maybe about the 20th of June. And so I signed up, and I went and bought, I want to say 4 from Jonathan, and my gum, those were good bees. Those wintered 100%, no loss at all, and I think they went a couple of years before I started losing them. So, yeah.
Now, when you first got them, were you doing the requeening every year or every other year, or was it something where you were just like, oh, I'm just going to keep them until the queen?
I didn't know anything, so they just go until they peter out. Jonathan asked if I looked in any hives lately. I haven't. Mine are stacked in my building in a way that's really hard to see them, really hard to get at them. I can just get at very few. And honestly, over the years, every year I learned to be able to ignore them more because there's really nothing I can do. So
don't tell him, he might get mad at me, Nancy. I don't know him personally. I just
great, Dave. So anyway, no, I haven't. What about you, Jonathan? I looked into an outside hive today. Really nice. Awesome. Well, I'm not surprised. Really nice. See, Jonathan does some queen rearing courses. I've taken his queen rearing courses a couple times, and boy, he's a good teacher. And he's got good material to teach because he's a very good queen producer too, very high quality, and he really knows what he's doing. So he's actually the one. If anybody's ever seen my videos using what I call the 3x3 nuke, where I took a 10 frame box and I put 2 dividers in it and made 3 sections, and each section held 3 deep frames. That was kind of, I modeled that after some of the boxes that Jonathan uses, or at least was using at that time. And so I asked him for a little bit of advice on how to, how can I winter these things? And he just said, well, just put them in your building and don't treat them any different than anybody else. So that's what I did, and I had some success with it.
Well, if you're in Canada, which you are, and we talked about a little
Over north of Ian, just for context. Sorry, Bob. You were saying if you're in Canada.
it appears that the Appy tablets might be breaking in up there. So with the show, so we're going to see, but definitely some interest at one of the companies up there that carries my swarm lure, and we're going to see how that goes. So
I'm very excited about that.
yeah, it's I like the fact that you said it was, I don't want to paraphrase you. Well, I will paraphrase you, something to the effect of it was the thing that you were most excited to see in beekeeping this year, new.
I believe so, yes. You know, I won't say I've been around as long as a lot of people, but I've got almost 10 years now. 9. I'll be 9 years in May in this, and so I've seen a little bit of stuff, and I try to stay on top of what's around, coming out, and what people use. This thing is different. This thing is pretty unique, and I'm excited about how it works and what it does for the bees.
Yeah, a nice little talk with Mike today, and some of the same concerns that we've talked about here about them being a little bit prouder, and how to put them in and where to put them in if they're too tall. I said, well, most people have a shim, like you on your lids have a little shim so you can put patty and all in there.
Yeah.
So that's enough, but putting them in the entrance and stuff like that, and it's getting close for some of us to be putting those on in the spring, right? So things are starting to pick up with that. Swarm lure should hopefully start taking off in the next month or so. So that'll be good. That's one of the reasons why I love going to the show. I like to talk to vendors when I'm up there, and unfortunately my mom passed, so I wasn't able to go. So that may set me back a little bit this year, but we'll keep going, keep plugging at it. I've got 350 bottles ready to go. So
you did the right thing, my friend.
So we'll, do it. And who knows? You don't know what's going to happen up in. Here we go. Hey, happy birthday!
Hey, Charlie, happy birthday!
Hey.
You share the date with David Burns.
You and David Burns are birthday buddies.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It used to be Martin Luther King. Well, that was a real killer.
Well, even better, David Burns now.
Yeah, well, that means I must be a protege master beekeeper, right?
I think you are.
You're an EAS certified master beekeeper, Charles Thomas.
As Lloyd would say, an EAS certified master baiter beekeeper.
Oh my gosh. And just like that, demonetized.
M&J is looking for your store info.
Are we live?
We are live.
We are live, Charlie.
Oh my gosh.
You stepped right into the fire, sir. See, he didn't even know. Charlie, you had to click the link that's in the video to come in.
I know, but we usually have a
video. So how did you did it? You had to do it from YouTube to get in tonight.
Old people crack me up.
Oh my gosh. Your age is wearing well on you, Charlie.
Yeah, well.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Lots of happy birthdays coming up in the chat. The update. Newsflash update. I was all set to buy those slushy machines. And I asked the guy, what's a good time to come pick them up? And then a little while later, he never responded to it. A little while later, it says he marked the item as sold. So got to go back to looking for them again. See if I can find some cheap
But are
ones.
they going to work for what you're trying to do?
Only one way to find out. Either that, I got to go up to the Circle K and say, you mind if I put 4 gallons of honey in here? For a couple days?
But is it? Well. Anyway.
So we're going to see. So, Charlie, how's your day been?
I don't know. For the first half, I have my bee club, and we over a period of 5 months or so, we finally got incorporated, and we're also a 501c3.
So that means you get a new truck out of the deal.
Yeah, right.
A
501c3 nonprofit. So we went to the bank. Me, the vice president, the treasurer, and all we want to do is change the name. It's got the same EIN number.
Can't do it. Got to close it and open a new one.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, you got to go and close everything out and go and and then she could couldn't get it through her. Well, why are you incorporated? I said it's liability. That's why.
Well,
and then I said we're a nonprofit. Well, finally, she had to call the bank lawyers, I guess is what it is, 3 or 4 times. So it wound around where we spent an hour and a half there getting, quote, nothing done. And
well, if it was the 60s, you would have got a free toaster out of the deal.
Or a gun.
Is that right?
Or a gun. Yeah, you got here's your new rifle, sir, for opening up your savings account, your bank book.
And so now she has to do all this paperwork. And then we all have to go back up there and then sign our life aways or whatever. It's like, gee, many crickets, and then me and my son went up to Pennsylvania today and
You get your tractor?
Yeah, we wound up buying the darn thing. It was a nice tractor. It's used, it's low hours. Actually, the company that was there, that the dealership, which is multi locations, one of the original owners, he's about 75 years old or something like that, but he was sitting there and we've never bought a tractor with this DEF, which is the pollution control stuff. And we were talking about it with Ian and all, and he was saying, I sold this tractor to this guy who happened to be, I think, a lawyer or whatever, a banker. That's what it was. And he was, a small farmette. And, it's 10 years old, but it's got only 890 hours on it, which is like nothing.
Dry cut. So he was your son's age.
Huh? No.
Where's Charlie?
Anyway, we wound around and went ahead and bought the thing. So they were going to deliver it next month, I think. I said, we're not in a hurry. And so I put a down payment on it and signed up for the next 5 years worth of payments. So we'll see what happens with it.
Better get cutting some hay.
Yeah, my son will be doing that. He had a dozen people hounding us all afternoon because we're getting another 5 to 6 inches of snow here tonight, all day tomorrow. And everybody, all these horse people, they wait till the night before snow, like going and getting milk and bread. Or I got to get round bales. I got to get square bales, and, we're going to be, the horses are going to starve in the next couple of days because it's snowing. And so he was out there late after hours tonight again.
Well, so what you're saying is they didn't prepare. I mean, it's not like you guys don't get snow almost every year, right?
Well, this year is our first year actually having any remarkable amount of snow in the last 2 years. Normally, we might get a dusting. It was like, the next day it's melted and nobody has hampered by the roads or anything like that. Where this year we got snow in the beginning of the week. Now we're getting snow at the end of the week. And then next week it's going to be 40 to 50 degrees.
I was going to come up there this weekend. And then you said 5 hours or 5 inches of snow. I'm like, no, I'm good. Just sit right here in my 30 degrees. And then you said it was your birthday. When I saw it posted on Facebook, I was like, oh, now I got to go up there for this get together tomorrow. And then I was listening to you over there and you said, oh, we're supposed to get 5 more inches of snow. I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'm making the trip. Not this one.
Nah.
So,
it might be called off for Saturday as far as that meetup. But I got a gal here that was she's saying if we get together on Saturday, she's going to come over and flare my hives for me. See where my...
use the flare gun?
Yeah, use the flare gun and image all my hives. I'd really like to that would be interesting in May.
I have one of those cheap Harbor Freight ones, and it kind of sort of works, but not like those flares do. Those
them things were $300. I looked at them, and I just couldn't. I never could.
I know. I don't know how you can do it. Buying tractors, buying hive lifters. I mean,
James just sent me some videos and some texts.
In other words, you haven't ordered it yet.
No, he was.
Now you committed to buying this thing 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I'm buying it. I spent a ton of money today. I can tell you that much.
Oh, I'm sure that tractor's not cheap.
I about fell off my chair up there when the guy told me what a new one cost. How much do you think a new 120 plus horsepower tractor costs with a cab and air conditioning and heat?
$250,000.
It was $190,000 new. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
Or 2 Ford pickup trucks.
Yeah.
2 brand new Fords. That's about what it costs.
Why don't you got a new?
Yeah, Brian. I'm doing the
thing.
buying, but my son's supposed to be paying me back on this tractor.
Tractor out of that.
It's supposed to be, of course, I'm going to be doing the driving with it and all. So it's pretty nice air ride seat, and it's got power mirrors on the side, which my other tractor doesn't, and and all that stuff.
Actually, I didn't get a nap today. So that's probably what it is, delusional. So Brian says, buy yourself a birthday present, Charlie. Think of your fans.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. You got the hive lifter. Yeah. I'll do that. So,
but yeah, man, I'm ready. I'm ready for bees to be ready to go here. And I saw somebody posted it.
White crap to go away.
Well, that's what it looks like around here. Of course, if anybody saw my little 60-second short, it's pretty much that was Monday or Tuesday when it was blowing and snowing and everything else.
So I don't know if you guys saw this. I know Brad did because I sent it to him. But this thing with the significant pollen flow start dates. So mine is supposed to be February 1st through the 15th. How does this work with you guys, Charlie? You're like
I'm right there where your cursor is. So I'm on the 15th of February. That's about right. Maples will be blooming about that time. So what I've learned is for folks who like to put pollen patties on, I need to be putting them in
3 weeks ahead, right?
Yeah, at least. You know,
So
about the middle of this month.
soon. See, mine supposedly starts in 2 weeks.
The
So
pollen.
I'm right in here.
So you need to be putting them in now, or you have been putting
Yeah,
them
I've already had mine. I've already had some in. I need to do another round, which the weather's been too cold for it. So,
Well, it's like I wanted to do another round or two of oxalic acid vapor, but between Nobby and this cold weather, hopefully next week it'll be in the 40s, I believe. If it's around 45 and I can get out there on the weekends, I'll hit them up. But the last time I looked at drops and stuff, I haven't really seen any drops. I'm pretty clean.
Taco Todd, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening.
Yeah.
Oh, your mic's is low, Todd.
Stand by.
Man, I'm gonna have to start dressing up. You guys all have collared shirts on and everything. I got t-shirt and hoodie. Wow, Hope says his maples have bloomed already. Mine are nubs. They're just little nubs on mine right now. The red maples.
How's that, Bob?
Still sounds low to me. Maybe it might just be me. I don't have my...
Yeah, it needs to come up some.
I've never changed it. It's what it was.
Can you set it to automatic?
Is it directional?
Yeah, I looked at it. It's the settings. It's automatic.
James wants a link to that pollen picture.
That was on Facebook. I just copied the picture. It says it's the Bee Supplies logos on it, so maybe it's on their website.
Mm-hmm.
But it's saying James is up in Michigan, right? So Michigan's showing April 1st through the 15th mostly. But the lower portion is showing March. So March, which it's funny because it starts like the first of the month, right? Everything's on 1st through the 15th of everything until you get up towards the Canadian border. Then it's middle of May to the end of May.
Well, I don't know what I could do on my end as far as increasing volume. So maybe I'll just
better.
talk
You
louder.
sound better now.
I'm kind of full from dinner.
Maybe that's it.
And by the way, I don't have pronouns. I am wearing a white and light blue paisley shirt with blue jeans and boots, just in case anybody.
And you still have most of your hair.
Well,
And I still
goody
have
for
my
you.
That intro is something I learned yesterday. So,
Good for you.
oh gosh,
Well, thank God you're not a midget.
yeah.
We are live,
No,
Bob,
no. You
on my channel, Bob.
cannot say the M word.
That's a whole niche. Matter of fact, if we happen to have any little people in the chat, we need to start a new channel of midget beekeeping. We'll make hive stands 6 to 12 inches off the ground.
You know what? That is a very good point.
What?
I mean, I wonder if there's a little person who is a beekeeper, and what do they do?
Really cool hive designs out there for
They've
people
got
who
really
have
nice ladders to climb up the
different,
side of the hives.
a little different physical needs than somebody like myself who's 6'4", you know.
Yeah,
I
you're
mean,
the opposite.
There's a lot of stuff for people in the wheelchairs even.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
For the vertical hives.
Well,
and
that's
things.
like horizontal hives with Ricky. He's got that nice one that turns.
Yep. He
Yeah.
made one for Dirt Rooster's dad and one for accessible beekeeping, right? I am making light of that situation. However, it's based on a comment that nobody in the or a conversation that nobody in the chat is privy to. So
it's a closed discussion. So
the I took a picture of that pollen chart.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to start having pollen pretty well. What, 2 weeks?
Oh, so Malcolm must have been the one that posted that on Facebook. The reflection. That's the picture
There you
with the
go.
reflection. That's funny.
It'll be
But
2
the
weeks.
but yeah, I guess you wouldn't lift the hive. You'd have to have a beekeeper lifter. That's a whole market.
Hey, I personally, I never thought of it. I knew about handicap with people in wheelchairs. But never did I think about a little person being a beekeeper. It never crossed my mind.
Well, that whole conversation that we had yesterday, that's the whole point of it. That strikes everybody so ridiculously is the fact that we don't think about it until they interject that information into the conversation. It probably would have never came up, right? But anyway, that's the whole thing.
I'm always trying to get my hives up a little higher so I can manage them without breaking my back. But it's kind of a double-edged sword for me because I put them up on my hive stands, which are only maybe 6 inches. And then last summer, my honey flow was so great that the stacks got high enough that I couldn't lift the boxes off with my hive lifter because they were too high. The hives that I didn't lift up off the ground, I could lift okay, but I struggled with the ones on the stands. So I kind of shot myself in the foot there.
So why wouldn't you remove a full box and put an empty box on to keep it at a decent height?
They have to cure the honey, first of all. I don't want to be harvesting a bunch of wet honey, and it takes a long time. And, it comes in so fast, but they've still got to dry it and cap it. And also for my workflow, I don't want to start extracting, early August. I want to start extracting early September.
I want to see that hive where you got to back your truck up to it and stand in the back of your bed to pull the boxes off the top of it.
You know what? You want to see something? Let me see if I can find a picture. I'll show you something. Might take me a minute. I think I know where it is.
Yeah, like my hives right behind me. I used to do like a 12-inch center block, and I got rid of them and got the cap blocks, which are about 3.5 inches thick and 8 inches long and whatever width they are. And that way I lowered everything as low as possible so I could. Same problem that Brad had is that I kept stacking mediums on, and it's like I almost needed a step ladder a lot of times. And
my first several years, or first few years, can't say several really, I had cinder blocks and I was setting them up right tall wise and running the
4x4.
the 4x4 in the holes, right? And then I was like, well, that's dumb. So then I had to take all those hives down, and then I'd use 2 cinder blocks and just set them down flat on the side and put the 4x4s on top. And that works much better for that as far as, stabilizing and everything. Mark, how's it going?
Oh, pretty good.
You look tired.
Yeah.
I was like, are you asleep over there? Coming in?
Wait, I got this in my lap. So if I had it up like this, it'd be better.
The real thing is, though, did you realize we were live when you went into YouTube and clicked the link to come in?
It's not his birthday.
Charlie didn't realize it.
Oh,
we're just
I saw it on my phone. I got this new little iPad. Well, it's a notebook or something, so I want to try it out.
Looks good.
Bob, let me share this picture we're talking about. Charlie was talking about.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Now, context here. I'm 6'4".
Yeah.
I'm standing on a deep, and I can just see in the top box. And this was taken. It was 2018. It was taken on the 14th of July. So that was about halfway through my honey flow.
And it's on a Swiss cheese.
I don't see how you can sit there and wear them shorts.
I can't do anything else, man. It's too hot. I don't even wear the
Hot,
jacket
yeah,
no
but
more.
man, just think a bee flies up them suckers.
Yeah, once in a while. Once in a while.
It's on a Swiss cheese hive too.
A Swiss cheese hive. Well, not a Swiss cheese hive. That's one of my nice 10 frame polys, but that's kind of a testament to the polys, how well the bees do in them. Sometimes they do really, really well.
You got a bunch of them there off to the right.
I have
Those
4.
poly hives.
There's 4 that I had. Just kind of do an experiment on them, and I did like how the bees did, but I didn't like them management wise. So,
And a poly holds up to all that weight above it.
oh yeah, they're strong. They're
That's
certainly
kind of,
strong.
I've got a couple colonies out there that have the licensed poly on the bottom and then wood on top of them. Well,
Yeah.
double D.
Can't afford to put poly honey supers. They're too much money. And honey supers put up with a lot of crap. You know, you just throw them around, you right full of honey, and you drop it down onto something, and
Chuck it down on the ground so you can stack 5 more on top of them.
Smash them up, right? So I think honey supers, poly honey supers, are probably not a really great idea. They're really expensive too.
Yeah, I was looking today. I got a notification from Blue Sky, and they had 6 frame poly nukes, and they want $70 for a poly nuke.
Wow.
And that doesn't include shipping, right? The shipping is tacked on at
Is
the
that
end.
frames as well?
No.
Oh,
It didn't show that it had frames in it.
Wow. So it's just a bottom, a top, and a
I
box.
believe it was just the bottom and top.
Holy cow.
I might be wrong.
I would consider, you know, those 6 frame polys I have, they are, you know, Swiss cheese hives, like you said, but boy, the bees do good in them. I put those zombie hives in those poly 6s, and they just explode. It's kind of crazy.
Let's see here.
It's a love-hate relationship with those things.
I had
So
a question for you, Brad.
Yes, sir.
I watched your video today on you're building the migratory covers,
Yes.
and I was wondering did you use brads or staples when you put the top cleat on and the shim, and what size did you use for that?
I use a nail. It's a 16 gauge nail. It's 2 inches, I believe. Down, the one that goes down through the top.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the same nail I put through the end cleat into the plywood, and then down from the top cleat into the end cleat.
he uses Brad's nails.
I use Brad's nails. Well, you can always, that's what I tell people, if you want to remember my name, remember Brad, because a Brad is a very small nail. And you just look at me and you think of
You're just a small guy, right?
That's right.
So you use brads for all of it. You don't use staples.
I use staples for the shim on the bottom, the 1/2 inch shim. I'll use a 1 inch narrow crown staple for the 1/2 inch shim.
Okay, I got some migratory covers that are already put together, and I wanted to add a shim to them. I was thinking about doing a 3/8 because it only has the front lip only sticks down 3/4.
Yeah. See, with a 2 inch,
Yours is a little
cleat,
longer.
a 2 inch end cleat on mine, by the time I get the 1/2 inch, I put it on the end of the plywood, and by the time I get the 1/2 inch cleat, that's 1 1/4 inches. So I've got 3/4 of an inch of overhang there, which really isn't much. When I build covers for Ian, he asks for another 1/4 of an inch there, so he gets a full inch of overhang.
Yeah, only thing I could do is add to that front cleat, at the bottom to make it longer, maybe if I need to. But if I put 3/8,
how long is it overall now?
It's probably 1.5 inches maybe, but it sticks down, in the front of the box. It's 3/4 below the top of the box, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So if you put a 1/2 inch shim, then
So if I
that's going to
put
leave
a
a
3/8, then I'll have 3/8. But
yeah,
1/2 inch, I only have 1/4.
3/8 you'd get less Burcombe. but it's not that much when you go for putting a patty or something. It's just a compromise. That's all.
I was trying
But
to
you may
make
have to,
enough
right?
space to put the tablets or the patties, you know.
Yeah, Epi tablet wouldn't go in there. I think an Epi tablet is even bigger than a 1/2 inch. What did you say Epi tablet was for thickness, Bob? Was it
It's almost
5/8 or 3?
3/4. Yeah, it's almost
Yeah, it's
4.
about 3/4.
Yeah.
They're about a 1/2 inch.
Are they 1/2 inch?
Yeah.
Yeah, you measured them that one night. And you said they were 1/2 inch.
Let me see if I don't think I've got any more packs in here. The
Don't, I'll go out my freezer. I got some in the garage.
here's the new.
$69.95 for a Paradise, eh?
Yep,
Wow.
and it holds. It's only a nuke bottom, entrance reducer, nuke box, and a nuke top. $70.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
And
mine are full of holes, but they still work, right?
let's see. Hive kits.
Are they chewing through to the outside?
Well, I got them from a guy who had left them sit, and they got infested with wax moth, and the wax moths will eat polystyrene. So the wax moth larvae ended up eating holes in the boxes.
Jeez.
Some of them worse than others, but some of them are really bad.
Those things will eat through anything.
Yeah, they'll eat plastic, polystyrene.
I've seen them go through plastic tablecloth.
Yeah. they eat
Now,
wood.
I don't know this particular brand there, right? So I don't know if it's good or bad. I can't attest to that. But I have used this one that's $56 for the whole set, the license.
The license, yeah.
So-
Mark, I just wanted to ask you a question about that cover. I use that nail because that's what I have. Are you using a good quality glue when you do that?
Yeah, the Type Bond.
Type Bond 3? Yeah.
But
Yeah,
the tops I have are basically from China, but they're wax dipped, so they're already put together.
might not
I
stick
just
too
wanted
good.
to add a shim to them.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah,
none.
because the nails and things that I use are mostly there for clamping. It's the glue that holds everything together. I do run an 1.25 inch screw through from the bottom side. I'm pointing down, but the bottom
Yeah, I
side
saw that.
down into the top cleat. And
Yeah.
that's, again, just a clamp so that I can pull the top cleat tight against the plywood.
I don't know if the glue would work to add the shim because it has the wax on it.
Not very well. You have to do what you can to get that wax coating off, and there's nothing you can do to get the wax impregnated wax out
Right.
there. You'd need to get the wax coating off for glue to have any chance. You might use a urethane glue, or I was going to say PL Premium, but that won't stick either. I don't know if a urethane glue would
Make
stick.
it try a heat gun or something to see if that would
And
warm it up. I could scrape it or something.
Yeah. What's
just
that,
so
Todd?
you know, Appy tablet is 9/16 thick.
9/16. Okay, so not quite 5/8. So, yeah, when I stuck them in there, they seemed to mostly fit under that cover okay, but I had a foamy as well, so that takes up space too.
Yeah, if I don't have a foamy and I had 3/8, there is 3/8 between the frame and the level of the box, so that should give me 3/4 in there, right?
What size shim?
3/8
Frame in the
shim.
box. I
You're
don't-
at 3/4 right there, but
different boxes are made different. Some frames sit lower in some
Yeah.
boxes than others. My frames don't sit that low. They sit maybe 16th or so.
Ours, I don't know how thick the frame is, but the most of the frame rest here in the box is about 5/8 deep.
Yeah. Those little trivia, those Paradise boxes, those polystyrenes, they're not that deep, so the frames sit higher. The frames are more closer to flush with the top of the box.
Right.
And that's one of the things I hated about them, is because then you put a queen excluder on there, and then you put your wooden super on there. The frames in the super sit lower, the frames in the polystyrene brood chamber sit higher, and now you've got barely any space at all between those two, and you've jammed a queen excluder in there.
Right.
I just found that it really didn't
If
work
I
that well.
if I build my own boxes, I make them 3/4 deep.
Oh yeah, give yourself a little extra.
And these, I could, because they come in pieces. They're not put together. I could run it through the saw and make it 3/4.
Take a little more off. Yeah.
That's going to put me lower at the bottom, but
Hmm.
the bottom board has, is set up. If you set it up on the 3/4 side of the bottom board, there's
As
plenty
long,
of space
as
down
long as
there.
that box is always a brood chamber, you'd be fine.
Yeah. I'll tinker with it.
That reminds me, I have an order at the high school down the road, the FFA chapter that I used to help out with. And actually, during your meeting, Brad, I'm going to be barbecuing a bunch of meat and chicken for their fundraiser. But anyway, I I put in an order for 150 shims, just basic 1-inch shims. So I need to check on those, see if they're done. Then I'll make a
Cool.
donation to the FFA kids chapter. And
Yeah.
everybody's happy.
Yeah, it's handy having those shims.
Mhm.
Sometimes, for different
Yeah.
uses.
Yeah. But it's nice because those kids, they love doing that after school. They'll sit on a table saw and cut all that stuff out. They'll glue it, nail it, and what do they say about that, Brad?
Bob's your uncle.
Awesome. Everybody's a winner. So that's good.
Everybody's a winner.
Bob's quiet.
Malcolm,
Charlie's
I've been using 3/8 on my bottom boards. Mice don't get in. Yeah. Bob Benny says he uses 3/8 as well. I think that's probably a good choice. I have momentum going on my 3/4 inch spacing on my bottom board, and it goes way back because at the beginning when I started building woodenware, the wand style vaporizer for oxalic acid needed a 3/4 inch entrance, so I made them all 3/4 inch, and that's just the way they stay. So if I started over, I might go with 3/8, but it makes for easy cutting material because I just use a 1x8 and it's 3/4 inches thick already.
Yeah.
trying to catch up with the chat a bit.
Birthday boy disappeared. Where'd he go?
Yeah, where'd the birthday boy go? He was getting
Yeah,
a birthday present.
He's getting some birthday popcorn.
Could be. Could be getting the birthday popcorn.
Mark, do you use the Oh, Mark is busy. Do you use SketchUp at all to do any of your woodenware? Your woodworking?
There you go.
What was that? No?
I didn't hear what you said.
SketchUp. Do you know the program SketchUp?
No.
Okay. It's a program I use for just about any woodworking I do. It's very handy. You can model it all on your computer and make way fewer mistakes in cutting and whatnot. All of my woodenware diagrams are freely available on the SketchUp. What do they call it? SketchUp warehouse or something?
3D warehouse.
3D warehouse. Yeah, you can just search for migratory palette or something like that. It's not hard to find once you get in there.
Okay.
That gives you all dimensions and everything that I use. And don't ever forget that all my material or my box is all 7/8 thick material, so you have to adjust dimensions if that's not what you're using.
Right. These are the stuff that Bob was talking about from Royal down here. I
What,
can,
the boxes and all?
yeah, the tops and the bottoms. I wanted to just add a shim to it. I like a little extra space up there.
You don't have a problem
yeah.
with them building wax up in there?
Yeah, that's where you're
They
getting
will.
wax from.
Scraping
Throw it
all
in the melter.
That's right. That's right. And that's the only reason I use foamies. Different people use foamies for different reasons, and mine is so that they don't glue the wax to the lid, and I can take the lid off without breaking all the wax open, because they'll have honey and syrup and stuff stored in that cone.
Oh, yeah.
And then I open a lid, and it's hard to get off, first of all, and then I've got bees everywhere, and I've got open syrup everywhere.
Yeah, it's all full of honey sometimes. They'll put comb up there, be an inch deep, inch hanging down and full of honey. And
Yeah.
if you miss that, man, that's a mess.
Yeah.
And I had some like that one time, and there was a honey flow on, and I took them off, and then I scraped that stuff off, and then piled it all up on one top and set it out there. They didn't even touch it. It was a honey flow.
Honey flow. They're not robbing anything.
They wouldn't touch it.
Yeah. It's funny.
Oh, man. So we've been going, what, an hour now? Almost 56 minutes?
We started late, too.
We started late. We waited. See, we give people ample opportunities.
That's right. That's very neighborly of you.
I'm not trying to step on anybody, for sure. And I almost jumped on that stream. But Charlie had. Oh, I was in the chat. I was watching. But Charlie had the star factor covered in there tonight. I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to take any thunder away there.
He's been right chipper since he got back from the conference.
One autograph. It's amazing.
I heard that he was had carpal tunnel because he was
signing too many things.
Had a sore wrist. He couldn't.
Charlie's the only guy at Nobby that brought headshots to hand out.
He'll be ready next year.
He'll have a stack of headshots. If they saw him with Charlie's bee farm on it, and
he'll have his own booth signing autographs.
He'll have his own big old bag of Sharpies he'll bring along. He'll be set.
Yeah, he needs to write. He needs to write a book between now and then. He can just do autograph copies.
Steve, I'm glad you like those feeders. I hate those feeders. And it's not the feeder does its job, right? It's a feeder, it feeds them, but just so what's the best way to explain this?
There he is.
Hey, Charlie.
There's the birthday. I didn't say happy birthday to you, Charlie. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all right.
If this is the side of the actual feeder tray, and it comes with the trim ring, they don't have it recessed where it sits flush with the top. So it sits on top. And then when you set your lid on top, if you're using migratory like I do, well then if there's any bow or fluctuation in that, bees can go right up over the top and drowned in there, right? And they will because they're trying to rob it. If they would have just recessed it a little bit where you could have put a foamy or something on there to seal the gap, would have been better. And I talked to him about it at Hive Live last year. Like, do one of two things: either recess it down or print the plastic or mold the plastic all the way to the edge of your frame. So that was the only issues I had with it.
So,
but it works. It's a feeder.
dry cut honey says, I knew something was up when I saw him rolling out his own red carpet.
Were you reading that out?
Dry cut. Oh, that's what I'll do next year. Is I'll bring a little red carpet, so when Charlie comes in, I'll roll it out in front of him while he's got his stack. While he's got a stack of headshots over there.
Oh, geez.
Poor Charlie.
Signing them, handing them out, signing them, handing them
No
out.
wonder he hangs around with us.
It
at
was
all.
about, I'm not kidding you. I'm not kidding you. It was about this time last year. I was sitting here watching these things, and Bob was tearing into Charlie on a weekly basis. Yeah, about
His what? What was it?
He
On
was,
his what?
Bob was tearing into you like on a weekly basis about
Oh, yeah.
brood management. So then I decided to join in the conversation. I've been here ever since, but it's probably been a year, but it's the same thing. That's how I jumped on here, because Bob was beating up Charlie.
I just poke fun at him.
Oh, I know.
He knows that.
What's Steve talking about? He says hero cards. What are those?
Just a card. That's what we should do. We should make YouTuber ball cards.
Oh, jeez.
That's exactly what I was just thinking. We need to
we can make
trading cards.
Yeah,
I'll
like
trade you two Charlies for a bread.
So then it's like you get rookie cards, right? When somebody comes on with the scene with a new channel, you get a rookie card, and then so you trade all the cards, and then you end up with this, I got a Dirt Rooster rookie card, kind of thing, and you really got something to,
You take them out of Nobby and exchange them with everybody,
We got a Charlie Gold label card.
Yeah,
I'll trade you a Cayman and a Dirt Rooster for a Stepler. That kind of thing.
You mean a Stepler? I got a Dirt Rooster I'll trade you a Stepler Gold card for us.
And we could get Hilco to sponsor it, and like you'd get a random piece of equipment card that pops up in there.
Yeah.
Advertisement, right? Like how they used to do tops, right? And you got a piece of bubble gum with it, right?
Yeah.
So that would be funny.
That would be funny.
That would pretty be easy to do these days.
That would be great.
We'll give you the Texas Bee Works card. She's wearing her bikini in this one. Oh, heck yeah. I'll give you 5 Charlies for that one.
The Texas Bee Works bikini card. I'd certainly have a Stepler rookie card if there was such a thing. I was a fan of his before he was on YouTube even.
Yeah. That Texas beekeeper, whatever. She was on the California State Beekeeper Zoom this morning. I didn't watch it, but
oh yeah,
she was on.
Did you hear her real voice, or was she overdubbed?
I don't know.
Did she just sit there in the chair?
I was
not saying anything.
This is how I answered his question when he asked me that.
I wanted to have that going on
the California Beekeeper Association asked me a very interesting question, and I just happened to have the answer here in my pocket, so I could answer it appropriately. I was watching some of her videos, and she lost me when she was at a picnic table. And there was this little tiny swarm under the picnic table. And she rescued the swarm. And she couldn't find a queen. But luckily, she had a queen with her. And she pulls out a mated queen out of her shirt pocket. I'm like, who in the hell does that? Nobody does that.
Maybe she does that just in case.
I did that once, Bob. They called me at the truck stop, said they had bees at the gas pump. They had gotten off of a semi load of bees that came through.
They ran out
so
of death.
they don't have a queen, so I took a queen with me.
Steve, don't forget the Mike Berry silver diamond card.
Yeah,
the silver diamond.
What is the silver diamond?
We could make you remember the Garbage Pail Kids cards? It'd have to all be animated cards, right?
What was that full silver diamond name? Silver diamond.
trailer
be like
trash or
David-
something like that.
Trash and white trash something.
We could
White
be
trash.
we could do like David Burns. We could all get bobbleheads.
David Burns bobblehead. That would be fun.
He
That
does.
would be
He's got one. He does.
The bad part is you would have to get every one of those YouTubers to sign off on it. Otherwise, you'd probably catch a lawsuit.
Story. Oh, I'm having way too much fun with that.
Yeah, I gotta jump off that train because I've already just my mind just went down a road it doesn't need to go down. And
Stay on the road, Bob. Don't fall into the ditch.
yeah, dude, I can't. It's like you guys take me to the limits, and I can't help myself. I have to jump off the cliff.
My mind is a raging torrent of thought, cascading into a waterfall of alternatives. Headed Lamar.
Oh my gosh!
That sounds
You can
like
buy you can buy a stream team deck, and it would be 52 cards of Hive Alive fondant pictures.
A beekeeper bobblehead.
I think they already have them, don't they?
What?
The stream team bobblehead set.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, you can actually legitimately order bobbleheads.
You'd have to order
yourself.
a bunch of them.
Someone needs to make a bobblehead of Bob Benny.
No, it says someone made a bobblehead of Bob Penny.
Oh, did they?
Somebody did?
Yeah.
Anyway, we're just David Burns invented bobbleheads.
Well, maybe.
Okay.
Oh, William said he was talking to Bob when they gave it to him.
Oh, wow.
That's funny. We'll have to have action figure. I wonder. Yeah, you get the action figure dolls made, right?
Beekeeper.
How do you put beer guts on like every action figure?
This could be its own booth at Nobby next year. Just the bobblehead trading card booth.
Todd's comes with a 6-pack of tacos.
No, a 3-pack.
A 3-pack of tacos.
He comes with a bottle of gin.
And a free taco truck.
Yeah, a taco truck.
Charlie's comes with a bag of popcorn.
I get them out of an actual restaurant, not a taco truck.
We could have holographic
And
cars. with
Darren
real
says
people.
we need to have holographic cars.
I know.
You know, mine will do this.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Good for you, Charlie.
The Sawmill Charlie action figure comes complete with
I don't
with
know
a single high top.
I don't know if Ian is listening, but if you turn his card, he'd be wearing a T-shirt that says, "I don't have my smoker."
I don't have my
Say something
smoker.
like that.
It comes with a crushed smoker that was backed over with the truck.
Yeah.
And then his sidekick could be Carrie, right? And she would have a grafting tool
For sure.
in her hand.
Yeah.
See, we can go all over the place.
Well, she
I
could
don't
have
even
a
want to
T-shirt
know.
that says, well, she wouldn't have a T-shirt that says Carrie's badass, but somebody would have a T-shirt that says Carrie is a badass.
Is she going to be at the conference, Brad?
I can't speak for her. She has been in the past, but, sometimes I see her there and sometimes not.
Maybe I might be that guy that shows up. She might get it. She might have to get a Swarm Rustler shirt and on the front it says Swarm Rustler, on the back it says Carrie's a badass.
Badass.
Hey, you need to tell her I was the one that coined that phrase. It was like 4 years ago.
Okay, so this is what it reads on the back. Carrie is a badass. Dash. Tom Prater. Or Todd Prater. Sorry, Tom.
Todd, what I'll go about.
Said Ian's bobblehead would be in a snow globe.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
See, there you go. Beekeeper snow globes.
Beekeeping. Winter.
We turned into the trinket booth.
Yeah.
See, we didn't know this was going to be a marketing session tonight.
See now.
Hey,
it's public
Dirt Rooster
investment.
had a video. I don't know if it came out today or whatever, but he had a video. He was getting some bees out, and he mentioned that they use Swarm Rustler to try to get them to go over to the hive. I don't know if you saw that.
The best.
Yeah, that was. He sent it to me last night. It came out last night.
Yeah,
It's at like 30 minutes in.
What was it? Who was it?
Dirt Rooster.
Oh,
Was that one where he was deep in Alabama?
In 90,000 acres.
yeah, locked in.
My
90,000
snowflake in it.
One snowflake.
One snowflake. The spectrum. That's it. See, now here's what's going to happen. We've talked about all this stuff. Later on tonight, you'll be on the internet.
You watch.
And you'll see it.
It'll be there next year.
It'll be there.
Either that or
this is
somebody's
where you
gonna
get the
take all those
bobbleheads made.
ideas.
I figured by the time next Wednesday rolls around, they'll have their bobblehead collection up.
Yeah.
The Chinese are already selling headshots of Charlie with his autograph on it, and he doesn't even know. It's already happening.
Would Ian's action figure come with a bottle of Bailey's or Kraken?
Depends. It depends if it's the winter figurine or the summer figurine.
Would have a Tim Hortons cup mug in his hand. For sure.
What is it?
Right,
Tim Hortons
I've
say?
already called China and told him to wake up the kids.
Wake up the kids.
To get to work. Oh my gosh. See, all of this fun and entertainment. We should be YouTube famous by now.
We should be.
They got Charlie.
Well, we got one YouTube famous person. He's right here.
We
Now we got
do.
to stick around Charlie.
I've never
Hey.
given an autograph.
I signed Mr. Ed's quilt last year
You did.
and the Nature's Image box. That was it.
Good for you.
I was too busy handing out swarm lure. Let me see.
That's hilarious. Phone China and tell him wake up the kids. That's hilarious.
I'm Jeopardy this month of not even making enough for the payout on YouTube this month.
Yeah, me too.
This is 4 months. It's a bad month. So
Come on, super chats.
I'm gonna have to start taking EBT cards on the on the live streams here.
Come on.
William said I had dinner with Charlie and got 28 subscribers somehow. all the flashing lights were annoying, but it's part of the biz.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
We love you, Charlie.
It wouldn't be the same. Really, it wouldn't.
We enjoy our Charlie. See, I was going to say, if I would have left early, I could have been on Charlie's live stream from Charlie's live stream from his kitchen table there, wherever he does it. If I'd have came up there, Charlie, I'd have been sitting there eating your popcorn, drinking your Diet Coke.
Yep. No, I got a 8-foot table here, office.
That's so I could sit next to that ginormous head from all those autographs.
Yeah, all two.
Steve says we need to auction off a dinner with Charlie to raise funds.
I know. We're going to have to. Start the bidding. We'll do an auction right now. We'll auction Charlie off to the highest bidder. Let me see. There's some serious bee talk going on. They're talking about feeding.
Yeah, what's this?
Too late to
talking
do that.
bees? You guys always have
Well,
to talk
depends
bees.
on where you're at. Could be down in Australia. Although
They're
I know
fine.
Mike isn't because
Oh,
he's
Mike's up there in the ice
He's in
box.
the frozen
Yeah, I
tundra. And Mark's in La La Land sleeping right now. I thought you
Trying
fell
to get
asleep.
my wife to come let the dogs out. It's getting ready to start barking at me.
So, Mark, are you going to that? There's a bee conference there close by to your house. It's a
Virginia.
Virginia Bee Conference.
We had
Connors,
one last weekend in Farmville,
is that the one
Part-
with
part of Virginia Beekeeper with Dr. Larry Connor.
yeah, Larry, was that last weekend?
Yeah, I was there. That was pretty good.
Did you go?
Yeah.
Mm. I looked at that, but seeing Larry down there at Nobby and wasn't really anything there for me to travel that far for.
Should come down and get the brunch with Bob Binney and Lewis Bartlett.
Where at? Georgia?
South Carolina, Charleston area.
Oh, somebody told me it was going to be in Columbia. I said, that's right by Bob.
No, it's going to be in Mount Pleasant, which is hour and a half. It's down there by Chris the Bugman. It'll be down there about an hour and a half. Well, thank you, Clay, sir. We appreciate that. We try to be great every night, but it doesn't always translate. Try to have fun. So, Mark, when's your nukes going to be ready for people to buy from you or order from you? How can they get in touch with you to buy said nukes?
Just give me a call or go on my Facebook page there, and my info's on there. You can message me on there, or my phone number's on there, I think. And I tried to call them today down there in Florida, see how things are looking, see when we can get down there and start. She said she would. She was busy. She'll contact me. We can talk Sunday, so I'll know more by the first of next week.
New Bern in March. Steve asks, are you going to New Bern in March in North Carolina?
Yeah, I'll be there. Selling nukes and swarm wrangler and
Swarm Rustler. Swarm Rustler.
yeah, swarm rustler.
Hey, Clay. Clay deserves a thanks. Thanks, Clay.
The
Much appreciated.
I popped it on the screen.
We'll have the bee boxes there too. So
You can have
those
some
new
bee
boxes,
at the show.
those cypress wax dipped and the pine boxes. Have all that there.
So if you want some of those things at the show, get with Mark and maybe you can pick them up at the show.
Yeah, if you pre-order, I'll bring them down. I don't want to haul a big load down there though and sell one box.
Well, you're
That's
also
one.
you got a what's your full hive kit that you were talking about earlier?
Say that again.
The full hive kit you were talking about earlier. That
The bottom and the top have a telescoping top and a migratory top. The frames, inner cover, bottom and the top, just for one box. But if you want to add boxes, you can do
bottom,
that too.
top, and inner cover, unless you're getting a migratory cover.
Right.
And so, I mean, you could definitely buy a starter setup there if you wanted to.
Yeah, pretty reasonable.
How far?
I'm gonna take some pictures tomorrow and put them up on my Facebook page.
New Bern is northern North Carolina, right? Like off of 95.
I think it's more down toward the coast.
It is. It's NEWBERN.
Yep.
Yeah.
New Bern.
Yeah.
There's Doug. Hey, Mr. Doug.
Hey, Doug.
Howdy.
It's south of Rocky Mount, Goldsboro.
Let me see.
me a
It is
bunch of
definitely east of me, right? Oh yeah, it's more north.
It's 2 words, Newbern.
Yeah, it's
It's a little over 2.5 hours for me, 156 miles.
let me see. Distance.
There used to be a big Pepsi facility there.
It's 4.5 hours for me to get there, 290 miles. New Bern, Cherokee Casino. New Bern, Cherokee. I don't know. It's a toss up.
A New Bern, pick up some boxes.
Heck, I could get to your place in that same amount of time, just about.
Yeah, because you got to go way east.
Yeah, it's
Right
like
down there next to the coast.
right on the ocean. New Bern is
North Carolina always has a good crowd, though. They do a good job.
check that out.
Anybody gonna
Randy and Mr. Ed
Did
are
you
going
get
to
your
be there.
slushy machine swap?
The doggone guy sold it, so I have to find some other ones. So if I can find a cheap one, I will.
That was a good deal.
And I mean,
I'm sure they'll work.
Huh, you think they would?
Oh
If I
yeah,
could-
100% sure.
You know what? I wonder if I contact my people over at Vivor if they would send me one to sample.
Hey, Bob, I was telling you that the other night.
Yeah, but I don't listen to you.
Well, I'm not sure you're not.
I can't hear you through the tacos.
Oh man, you're killing me.
How much were they asking for that one, Bob?
They had 2 of them for $125 a piece, and they were double chambers. And I can't find any that cheap
No.
on there. They're like $5.50.
Yeah.
So I'll have to keep my eyes open on it. Then I saw a machine that it was some sort of mixer, but it mixed like you could put ingredients in it, and it looked like a capsule, and then it just spun. The whole capsule just spun, and as it spun, the stuff would fall from one end, and it would just churn everything together. Today, and they wanted like $500 for that thing, and I'm just like, I'm sure if I made my own pollen sub or something, that would be beneficial. But here's a 3-chamber one for $500, but it's in Georgia.
$35,000 machine. I took a good watch on that $35,000 machine. All it did was stir the honey for 1 minute. It's the refrigeration that's making the creaming for them.
So it stirs it. It goes in a bucket, goes in the chiller, right? Then they bring it back out the next day. They pour it back into the chiller. They churn it again, or they churn it for the second day, and then they pump it back into the bucket, and they put it back in the refrigerator. And then they jar it, and then they said you put that out for 3 days, and it's good to go after 3 days. So for me, it doesn't seem like it's a big time savings. It just does a lot of it at one time.
Yeah, but twice. You got to put it through there twice. So you got to dump it and scrape it and get it in there and get it out and get it somewhere and then bring it back and put it in there. And I don't know. No doubt it would do a lot of creamed honey
But in the whole process, it's only staying in that machine for 2 minutes.
Yeah. It's all about the seed, really.
Yeah, 100%.
It's getting that seed uniformly blended into the liquid honey, really.
Right.
I
But-
think is the key.
That's a lot of money to do that, though. But hey, I mean,
Not necessary. I mean, you see what you can do with a KitchenAid mixer, right?
right.
You can do a good job. Small batches. That's not 35 grand.
Well, even like Doug's big machine wasn't 35 grand. I mean, it's what, 4 grand, maybe 3-4 grand for the big machine.
Is yours a license, Doug?
Yeah, about 4,500.
That's got the three-phase VFD on it, right, for variable control.
Yeah,
Like that's actually a 3-phase motor, and then a VFD to run it off of 240 single
Yeah.
phase. Yeah,
it's 240.
that's what makes up the money, is that control and the 3-phase motor. That's where the money comes in, but that gives you really nice variable control.
All right. Well, hey guys, we've been going for an hour and 25 minutes, and it's getting 11:30-ish on the East Coast, so we're probably gonna kill the live stream and see you guys where, Charlie? Tomorrow at Sawmill Charlie's.
Yeah, what is tomorrow? Friday? Yeah. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. I'll be there.
Sure. Charlie must have had a birthday drink at dinner tonight. Didn't know how he got in the chat. Don't know what day of the week it is.
When you spend that much money, you're drunk.
He's drunk from buying the tractor.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys. Well, we appreciate all of you guys from coming in here tonight, and we'll see you tomorrow at Charlie's stream. How about that?
You betcha. Have a good night, everybody.
All right. We'll see you.
Good night.
Thanks for coming along.